Madeleines are a super easy recipe. It's a great French morning sponge cake. I learned how to make them after watching that movie The Transporter. It goes great with a morning coffee or a tea. To make, you're going to want a half cup flour, a third cup sugar, a quarter cup butter. Add 2 eggs and a splash of vanilla, pinch of salt. If you want to get fancy, throw some ground almonds or lemon zest in there if you have it laying around. You're going to mix the ingredients, first the wet ones, and then the dry. Dread. So everybody knows, if a woman starts working out, dropping a lot of weight, starting to look better than her man out of nowhere, she's probably looking to trade up, get a new man. It's a great female strategy for breakups. Make sure you have your shit together before you leave. It's called branch swinging. It's like how bonobos don't leave their current branch when they're swinging until they have the next one firmly in their grasp. So dread is a man's red-pilled version of a branch swing, but with an olive branch. Now, if you've been with this girl you've been dating for less than a year, if you don't own a home together, have a child, some large kind of commitment, it's really not worth the effort. Sending her off and starting again is always the better strategy in those cases. I would suggest the first part anyways, since a man should have the ability to replace his girl with another one without having to spend 6 months at the gym after a breakup. And so, first thing is frame. If you think of your life as a story, frame is the narrative. Frame is the plot. Frame is your world. And everything outside of that is either amusing, intriguing, or funny. So once you internalize this, you learn to knock out what we call fitness tests and comfort tests. Back to the Madeleines. Spoon them into a Madeleine tray. Fill each one about 3/4 of the way up. You can use a piping bag if you want to. I don't waste my time with it. Fitness tests. So those are where a girl tests to see how you respond to an indication of fake disinterest. If you've ever had a woman act a little bit bitchy, even though you absolutely knew that she was into you, yeah, those are a fitness test. She's hunting for some emotional stimulation. Comfort tests, on the other hand, are a girl who's insecure about her place in her man's life, and she's looking for reassurances. If you've ever had a girl cry and start fishing for compliments, tell you how you don't love her anymore, yada yada yada, she's hunting for some comfort. Next step is to get a plan to unfuck yourself. Chances are, if you're here, you have no idea what you want. You're lacking the self-actualization, and all you can think about is that sex you're supposed to be having with your wife. So this is you making a deal with you from a year from now. I'll put on all the work, make me this charismatic, lovable asshole, and tomorrow you're going to make the most of it. You start by hitting the gym, or hitting it harder. You start cleaning up your diet, and you stop eating Madeleines every morning. Those Madeleines? Throw them into an oven, 375 for 10 to 13 minutes. So part of your plan is learning to build yourself a life away from your woman. Charismatic, charming guys have a lot of shit to do, and you're going to be one of them. You're going to be joining clubs, team sports, gaining hobbies. As a side benefit, you're going to learn to start valuing your time. You begin to treat your time as a gift, and you treat you and yourself as the prize. You're busy now. You just don't have time for a wife who can't be bothered to fuck you. It's no big deal. You're just busy. So if you've followed me for any length of time, I talked about the gym bag tactic, where you pack a bag, get ready to go to the gym, hit on your girl, and then when she shoots you down, head off to the gym. This fits squarely here. You're honing your self-worth by being dispassionately selective with your time. Speaking of which, it's about time. So you'll know the Madeleines are done when they smell done. Once you pull your tray out, dip the top half of the Madeleine in some table sugar, and you're good to go. Now that you got your workout and diet on point, you got a busy schedule, you're building a solid foundation, it's time to start upping your wardrobe. If you've likely lost a bunch of weight and put on some muscle at this point, so it's time to start dressing like you give a shit. Most normally functioning people are pretty good to go at this point. Either you're comfortably able to separate and get yourself a new girl, or your current one saw the writing on the wall and convinced you to stick around. Either way, you're usually good. But some people are stubborn, And you may not be able to charm the ladies, even with the new body, the wardrobe, or your social calendar. This is where you have to start going old school. Start learning pickup again. I'm a huge sucker for the old mystery method myself, but you've also got Roosh with Daybang. And so you start running game on your wife. Being pursued is always enjoyable for chicks, and most guys prefer the hunt to the catch anyways. At least I do. So worst case scenario, she doesn't respond. But that's fine. Nothing sharpens your skills better than practicing on a sparring partner, right? She gets first crack at your libido, not sole custody. So you start being charming, flirtatious, start running game on other girls. Your woman probably framed you as a slub for way too long, and at this point, you're going to need a second opinion. It helps set proper expectations. Something I like with my morning coffee is add a few cardamom pods when you do your grind. I learned about this when I was sailing in Muscat, Oman, and I've been hooked ever since. Alternatively, a few fennel seeds is also something else. Gives your coffee that nice licorice flavor. Eventually, girls will start to flirt back, and your woman's gonna notice. You're not hiding anything, you're just being your charming, lovable self. Girls will handle a potential rival one of two ways. Either by being more affectionate and sexual to you, so you don't forget what you got at home, or they get bitchy and they start shaming, telling you to stay in your lane. That frame you were learning from the beginning, this is where it matters. You're just a high-value man who likes sex. You're not mad about it, you're not negotiating, it just is. And she's not stupid. She'll understand the implications. The ball's in her court. For you, though, you're now that man of tomorrow that you promised to work so hard for. So what are you going to do with it? Pick what you want out of life and go.